on, everybody? How you doing today? Today we're going to check out the Neabot NOMO N2. It's a robot vacuum and a mop. Of course, as you see, it includes a self-empty bin, which is, for me, a must-have feature if you're going to have a robot vacuum in your house. So on this channel, I have reviewed the original NOMO, probably almost 2 years ago, I would say. And it was a good robot vacuum overall. So this is just the newer, updated version. The only small complaint I had back then was the self-empty bin didn't clean out the dust bin perfectly, and like hairs and stuff would kind of get caught in the little flap. We'll do some testing with this and we'll see if they up their game and fix that problem. So a couple years ago, great robot vacuum, so I can only imagine this one's even better. So let's go ahead and unbox this. I'll tell you a little bit about it, and then in a future video I will do a quick review on it, tell you if I recommend it, and we will go from there. All right, let's see what you get. So I thought this was double box, that's why it's open, but it's not, and that's perfectly fine. So this is kind of like just some top art, and then the quick start guide on the back, along with the app that you need to download. This works for iPhone and of course Android as well. Here you get the user's manual. Here is the mopping attachment that you're going to attach to the back of the robot. This is a washable pad. Here is some more mopping pads. Looks like you get, usually it's 10 dry ones. So this is going to be single use, and then you get an additional one that's washable. So that's really nice that they include all that. Over here is some extra vacuuming bags. Looks like there's 2 of them in there. And then there's usually 1 pre-installed in the machine itself. So 3 bags out of the box is really nice. These last quite a while, and they're relatively cheap to replace nowadays. Here's the robot vacuum itself. Got some really good weight to it. Usually you can tell right off the bat with these robot vacuums if they're going to be good just based off the weight. So that tells you that's good build quality, and usually is a good indicator that it has a nice big battery in it. And it's going to last a lot longer, but we will put those through all the tests and make sure that my assumptions are correct. Get to that in just a second. You also get an additional side brush and then an extra filter as well for your dust bin. So it's good that they include that stuff. Let's go ahead and check out the robot vacuum itself. These are just some protection for shipping. Here is the bottom of the unit. Pretty standard. You got the single side brush. Some have double. There's pros and cons to both. I think the single works a little bit better, especially on hard floors. It doesn't flick around the debris as much. You got your standard brush and silicone roller bar here. Let's flip this over and we'll get to the dirt bin in just a second. Of course, this is LiDAR based, so that's basically the best navigation technology there is right now. It does a great job mapping your house. See if this dome is clickable. It is, which is great because that will allow it to not get stuck underneath a couch or under a bed frame or like a low hanging desk. So I've had robots in the past, if they don't have this clicky part, it'll drive under and it won't know to stop, so it'll keep going and kind of like wedge itself under like that, and it will literally get stuck until you come save it. So this is a good thing to have because it'll click and sense that there is a bed frame, and it will back off and know not to go under there again. Let's go ahead and check out the dirt bin. So this is a dirt bin and mopping water combo in one. So kind of a small dirt bin, but you can kind of forgive that because it is a self-empty. Typically, you're not going to fill this up if you use this, say, 2 to 3 times a week or so. As long as it comes back and empties the bin, you're not really going to have an issue with a smaller dirt bin. And then you're going to fill up your water here. And this does have power to it, so it will pump and force the water onto the pad, which is definitely a step up from just the natural gravity fed systems that just slowly drip the water onto the pad. This is the charging ports for when it backs up. So pretty standard, pretty similar to the original one. Like I said, the original was really good as well, so I highly assume this one's going to be really good. Standard looking robot, black on black, little stripes and circle they throw here. It's a nice little touch. Power button, home button. Power button also tells it to go, pause, and then of course home. It'll go back and recharge. Once again, here is the mopping system. Very simple. You're going to fill this dirt bins tank. And this will simply click over. And now this is going to feed water through the system onto this pad, and it's going to help mop your floors. Very easy to take off as well. Just push on those two things and it pops right off. Once again, you peel this off, you can throw it into your washing machine, and it's going to be a nice clean pad for you. Has the power cord pre-built into the machine. It's got a cord wrap, which is nice. Some don't, and you kind of have to wad your cord behind it. So I like the fact that they include that. Here's how it looks. The robot will back up onto those charging contacts and charge. Then it even has a clear display through the bottom to see if there's any clogs. Super easy to use. Pop this up. There's the bag pre-installed. Once it gets full, you just pull this out, pull this closed so no debris can escape. Literally throw it in your trash can and you're good. You're not gonna have any dust floating through the air. So personally, I prefer the bags over the non-bagged versions. Just simply because I don't like the dust flying through the air. When you go and empty the ones that are bagless, you're still gonna have dust inside your trash can and kind of poofing out as you dump it into your trash can. So if you have any type of allergies whatsoever, you definitely want to go with the bag system. And you can pick up these bags for, depending on if you get them on sale, anywhere from $3 to $5 each. So really cheap. They last months at a time, depending on how often you use the guy. It does come with a cleaning brush built in here, which is nice. This is for your roller bar at the bottom of the system. In case you get hair entanglement, you just slice this across with this little razor, and it makes it very easy to take it off. All right, guys, there it is. What do you think? I think it's going to be a really good robot vacuum. Once again, I've said this a few times, the old model is really good, so this could be only better really with how technology is advancing. If you're at all interested in this, I will put a link down below and take you right to Amazon. If you wouldn't mind using that link, I do get a small commission, and I will put any money that I do make back into this channel to buy robot vacuums like this. Hey, what is up everybody? How we doing? Today we're taking a look at the Neabot NOMO N2. This is their second version. The first one I tested on this channel a couple years back, and it was a really good overall robot vacuum with the self-empty bin, as you can see. So this is the second version, and I want to put this through some testing, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it during the video, and then at the end we'll talk about some more of the specs and everything that it offers. So I'm gonna have it clean my entire floor plan, and I have some mess for it to clean up that I put down as well as a confetti balloon that I set off before with a different test I did on this channel, and it still has the mess. So we'll see if it's able to pick up all this confetti. It might be a little tough because there's a lot of it. So I'm gonna have it clean everything in my house. This is the dining room area. You can see quite a bit of confetti, just kind of all over the place. See how well it does with that. Have it come into my kitchen, which is pretty clean, a little bit of everyday mess, and then a little bit of confetti here and there. Into kind of an office area, where I put down some Fruity Pebbles. I'll show you how well it does on carpet. Coming into the entryway here, once again I spread out a little bit of Fruity Pebbles just to see how well it does on the hard surface. Some robot vacuums do really good, some struggle because it will flick a little bit of this around. Got a den there. Then my living room. The living room is pretty clean, not really much to focus on in there, but I want to see how well this guy does. A little bit of confetti on the carpet as well. This is the first time I've ever ran it. I have the app downloaded. It is fully charged, and we're going to send it out. So this does not map the house whatsoever. Yeah, actually it's on the third highest. As you can see, as it goes, it shows what it's mapping. All right, everybody, it is done with the job. It's backing up here to self-empty and charge. Let's see how loud this guy is.
Dust collecting completed.
Pretty quick run on the dust collecting. Some other self-empty bins tend to run a lot longer, therefore sucking out more debris. So let's go ahead and pull it out, turn it around, and check out the dirt bin and see how much it actually got out after cleaning my entire floor plan.
Dustbin is removed.
All right, let's take a look. Hopefully, I got all of it. Yeah, it did. Good.
Please restore the dustbin before starting.
Oh, I will. Minus a tiny bit of dust up here. That's not a big deal to me. One complaint on the first NOMO, it probably would have left in some debris. So the redesign of this definitely sucked out a lot more stuff. The hole for the extraction port appears to be a little bit bigger, and I got out all that debris with no problem. So I'm pretty dang happy to see that. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the overall job. Remember, there's a ton of confetti. There's still some, which I'm okay with. only because you're not gonna have confetti on your floor very often, and there was a lot of it. So a little bit you see, I'm totally fine with. It actually picked up a lot of it, which is quite good. Now let's go ahead and check out the problem areas. The rest of the house that I'm not gonna show you is already pretty clean. We'll say you can see the tire marks, which I like. It makes it look like it was just freshly vacuumed, which is really cool. All right, and here on the carpet, looks like it did a really good job with the Fruity Pebbles. There's a couple of Fruity Pebbles, but once again, not a huge deal. If you run this a few times a week, it's gonna get it on the next run. And typically people aren't gonna have that big of a mess like I put down for this test. So overall, I would say a pass. And then moving on to the hard floor section, which actually looks pretty good to me as well. Couple Fruity Pebbles here and there, but same thing as the carpet. Most people don't have a big mess like that to clean up, but if you run it, say 3 times a week, it's pretty much gonna always keep your floors nice and clean. So pretty happy overall with the job it did. Here is the job it did. It did mess up one time while it left because that was my fault though. I had a big power cord hanging out that I forgot. So it ran over that and got stuck. If that power cord wasn't there, it would have been fine and not had to continue the job. So that's why it got stuck over here in that corner. That's why I hit clean again and it started a new job and cleaned the area that it originally missed. So that was my fault. If that cord wasn't there, it would have finished the entire job with no problem. And there is the layout of my floor plan, including, as you can see, like this half circle here. That is clearly that beanbag. So it does a really good job. Another thing I noticed, it does really good at getting really close to the baseboards. And I see some robots not really get it quite as close as this one does, so I like to see that. And I was going to show you the map and everything. If you guys really want to see that, let me know down in the comments and I'll show you in a separate video. It's pretty similar to all the other maps that robot vacuums can make. You can divide each room, label the room, and so on and so forth. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, please smash that like button for me. Consider subscribing, and I'll put a link down below that'll take you directly to this product if you'd like to purchase this. Thanks so much for watching. You guys all have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys soon.